welcome to Access Sportsnet Dodgers, brought to you by Mercury Insurance, John Hartung, Jerry Hairston Jr., Nomar Garcia-Parr in front of a packed house on Hello Kitty Hoodie Night. The Dodgers get their first shutout win of 2026. We saw Andy Pages continue to swing a hot bat, the 3-run shot, really the big blast of this game, and that was more than enough for Justin Robleski, who was absolutely outstanding. 8 shutout innings on just 90 pitches. The Dodgers finished the shutout, Jerry, on just 98 pitches total. What a night.
I'll tell you what, this night was all about Robo. He was outstanding. He was quick. He was efficient. He had everything working. Really relied on soft contact. Great job of making sure he continued to silence the Mets bats. Listen, they're a great lineup. I know they're struggling a little bit, but Robo had it going.
Pitching to contact was incredible today. He only had 4 swings and misses against him. I mean, and then you still go 8 shutout innings. You only have 2 strikeouts. You don't need it. It's not a matter of the strikeouts. It's a matter of being able to attack hitters, getting ahead of hitters, and inducing that weak contact and trusting your defense. He did all of that today. He was efficient. He worked quick. The defense was on their toes so they can make the plays behind him because he was in the strike zone the entire night. Just an unbelievable performance by Robleski.
That's what Greg Maddux always said. His perfect game would be 27 outs on 27 pitches. No strikeouts. Just let everybody hit the ball, put it in play with soft contact, and just make it out. Justin Robleski, what a night for him. Let's hear from Robo. He's standing by with Kirsten Watson.
Justin, you just told me, man, that feels good for you to have 8 shutout innings today, the best big league performance that you've had. How do you just describe what you were able to do today?
Yeah, I think, Will called a great game back there, first off. I think there was only probably 1 or 2 times that I wanted to shake, and I was probably wrong in those situations, obviously. So, Will did a great job. That's first and foremost. And then, second off, I think I was just doing a good job commanding to both sides of the plate with the fastball. Stuff wasn't where I usually want it to be, but I was commanding it really well, and they were swinging. I was getting quick outs, and we played really, really good defense behind me. So, it's a team effort to get that, especially with only 2 strikeouts for 8 innings. But, just trying to attack hitters and get them to put it in play and see what happens.
You mentioned that fastball command, but it really felt like you navigated through their lineup with just 2 pitches, the fastball and the slider. How much was that game plan or feel?
Yeah, I think, a lot of this spring training and kind of the back half of last year was just to stick with what I'm good at and my strengths, which is the fastball and the slider, and then we add wrinkles when we need to. And I think sometimes in the past I'd try to add wrinkles when they hadn't shown me that I needed to, and that's, I think, part of me growing as a pitcher is just trying to make sure that I'm not adding and doing extra when I don't need to. And then we were starting to flip the curveball in there every now and again, get a couple of strikes, and got a couple ground balls on it. So it felt good. Feels good.
You had talked about the defense, and you had mentioned the other guys, but I have to bring up, the line drive that you got. That was pretty excellent defense, Justin.
Yeah, it's just self-preservation at that point. The bat's flying at me, the ball's flying at me. I just stick the glove out and make the catch. But it's fun. It's play some defense, I guess.
When you look at what's next, how do you build on an outing like this?
Yeah, I think, same as any other outing, whether it's good or bad, I'm looking at the same things, trying to, get as good as I can at the things that I know make me successful. And, I got to go back and look at it and see where the delivery's at, see where, stuff's at, see if I was, I think today I was throwing the right pitches in the right spots, but, just the same old same.
You were 1 inning away of work just from a complete game. You were nearly perfect with this one. Does it make you want those things that much more after what you were able to achieve today?
Yeah, I think, when I get through 5 there and I'm through the tough part of their order, as a left-handed pitcher, I think, you smell the complete game, and I think that's kind of, what you always go for as a starting pitcher is you want to go out there and you want to finish the game. But, that's rare in modern baseball, but it's still something that I value and I would like to do in my career. I think 8 innings is the most I've ever thrown in a game, so we'll build up to it and see if we can get a couple complete games this year. But if not, I think it's just, again, working on what I need to work on and continuing to grow.
Justin, a remarkable performance. Congratulations on tonight.
Thank you.
All right, let's get to the highlights of this Justin Robleski masterpiece, facing off the Mets to kick off a 3-game series. Top of the first, Nomar, you talked about only 4 swings and misses. There's one of them.
There's one. It was early on. Okay, he gets the strike out there, but this was a great pitch right there. The location with that breaking ball down and underneath the hands.
Bottom of the first, Shohei Ohtani leading off an 0-2 pitch. David Peterson hits him with a 94-mile-an-hour sinker.
Yeah, that does not feel good. And remember, that is the right side, his right throwing arm.
Yeah. We had that same pitch, too. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, well, I mean, right in his shoulder, his right shoulder.
In the dugout.
After a walk to Kyle Tucker, Jerry Will Smith comes through.
America's catcher for a reason. Great piece of hitting up the middle. Dodgers on the board, 1-0. We got action. Still first and second, nobody out.
Yeah, you're thinking Dodgers could put up a big crooked number in this inning. Have one across, still bases loaded, nobody out. But Freddie Freeman struck out, and then Max Muncy is out number 2 of the inning.
Yeah, this was a big opportunity for the Dodgers, and right now they're going in like, man, looks like we got away with one there.
Yeah, Andy Pages struck out as well. Top 2, Bo Bichette. I mean, how about Miggy Rowe still doing it?
That ball is smoked off the bat of Bo Bichette, but look at Miggy Rowe. What year is this? Is this the flying squirrel of 2014?
Man.
Look at Miggy Rowe do his thing. Big leagues.
Feeling froggy tonight. Yes.
I love this look right here Robo gives him right there.
He realizes
yeah, that was
how
a great
good
play.
that was. Bottom 2, Shohei Ohtani swings and misses. David Peterson settled in after the bases loaded jam in the first. Tommy Pham leading off in the third. Robleski gets him.
Good breaking ball right there to get Tommy Pham.
Second strikeout of the night. That would be his last strikeout. Tyrone Taylor, line shot, Max Muncy.
Got a guy there. Muncy showing off the hops there, getting the line drive.
He always got that Jumpman logo when he goes up really high in the air. He likes to do the MJ.
Nomar, here he is, Andy Pages in the bottom of the third with runners at the corners, and he sends one to the people.
John, this was your called shot, and why not? You got one of the hottest hitters in all of baseball. He gets a 2-0 count, but he gets a breaking ball. I mean, this is where he's locked in. He's not pulling off the ball, recognizes the pitch, gets the breaking ball over the middle of the plate, puts on another great swing and keeps that fair. And boy, the Dodgers sure needed that one.
That was a huge home run. Makes it a 4-0 game as we go to the bottom of the fourth. It's Miguel Rojas. We saw the diving play. Jerry also had a really good night with the bat.
He did, I tell you what, complete player. Miggy Rowe going the other way, keeping it fair. Great job, hands inside the baseball. Outstanding swing. Ground rule double. One more look at it, head down on contact, getting the barrel to it, keeping it fair. Hips don't lie.
Kyle Tucker up there with Miggy Rowe at third and 2 down. And Tucker grounds out to Mark Vientos.
Yeah, the Dodgers had a big opportunity in that first inning, and then they have the opportunity in third, and they capitalized on it, and they kept giving themselves chances.
Robo was perfect until 1 out in the 5th inning. Jorge Polanco bounces that 0-2 pitch to right.
Well, 2 strikes right there. Just go the other way. Big hole to the right side.
Well, and he quickly erases that. It's a 4-3 double play.
You love that as a middle infielder when the ball leads you to the bag. All you got to do is step on the bag, fire to first.
Bottom 5, Teoscar Hernandez, 1 out, base hit.
Teo bringing the hands in nicely to get that ball. That pitch was up and in on him, and to be able to get the barrel on that, nice piece of hitting.
How about the speed from Teo? Remember, he's got that 8-pack now. He worked on his body in the offseason, feeling froggy. He was taking 2 right outside the box, and look at the lean. Chin to pocket, chin to pocket. Teoscar Hernandez, my call shot on the base a lot tonight.
Freddie Freeman with a base hit. And it's going to be a red light for Teo.
There was 1 out, and they're going, if you're not sure, might as well just stay at third base with less than 2 outs. You expect the next guy to be able to find a way to get you in.
Max Muncy, though, strikes out to end the inning. Dodgers fail to score in the 5th. Back to Robo in the 6th. Tyrone Taylor with 2 outs. And that's going to be 3 outs. Robo handles that
with ease right there. Robo, excellent athlete, making the play.
Another single-digit pitch inning for Robleski. Bottom of the 6th, Nomar. Miguel Rojas, another base hit.
Miggy Rowe, you're right, Jared. How young is he right now? Wow. I mean, going the other way. Nice line drive.
Well, he's not this young, apparently. He is cut down at second base.
I love the thought process. Up 4 runs, trying to get to second base, getting scoring position.
Boy, that's
excellent
close.
tag there by Lindor. Good tag.
We go to the 7th inning. It's Vientos in the box with 2 down. 0-2 pitch. right back to Robleski.
And sawed him off, broken bat, little soft liner, right back at him.
7 innings, 6 of them are 1, 2, 3 innings for Robo. Bottom 7, Freddie Freeman up there with a runner on first and 2 down. Mr. Double has another one.
This is a slider down and in. I'll tell you what, Freddie Freeman's been doing this for almost 15, 20 years, getting the head of the bat out. Great job, down and in, drop the head, keeping it fair.
Andy Pages up there looking to tack on second and third, 2 outs. But he goes down on strikes. Dodgers leave 2 more in scoring position. Top of the 8th, Bo Bichette leading it off. It's Robleski still out there. On the ground to Max Muncy.
Just pitching to contact. I just love it. I mean, it's not over the middle of the plate. He's finding the corners. He's missing barrels. Great job.
Polanco, can of corn to Pages. Tommy Pham to second to end the inning. 8 shutout innings on 90 pitches for Robleski. And then Tanner Scott with 1 on and 1 out in the top of the 9th. That's Francisco Lindor. Jerry, roll him up. 5-4-3.
5-4-3 double play. Great job, T. Scott. A quiet 9th ball game.
Dodgers 4-0 shutout winners over the New York Mets, improving to a major league best 12-4 on the season. Robo now 2-0. Goes 8 innings, no runs on 2 hits, the 2 strikeouts. Andy Pages 1 for 4 with his 5th home run, 3 RBIs, and Miguel Rojas a 3 for 4 nights with a double. Here's what's coming up on the schedule. Yoshinobu Yamamoto will take the mound tomorrow, and then Shohei starts Wednesday's series finale against the Mets on Jackie Robinson Day. Then the Dodgers hit the road. They'll go to Colorado to begin a 7-game road trip Wednesday on ESPN. All of the others on Sportsnet LA. Justin Robleski doing his part, and so did Andy Pages. Charles Jr. moment of the game. Jerry, it's Andy Pages coming through again.
He's going to get 2-0. Breaking ball, center cut, and he does not miss it. Able to keep it fair. I'll tell you what, Andy Pages, we need to start calling him MV Pages because he has been carrying this Dodger team. Look at the swing, head down on contact, barrel release. Tell you what, this young man continues to shine in that Dodger lineup.
Hitting .417, 5 home runs, leads all of baseball now with 20 RBIs. And speaking of that man, Andy Pages. Yeah, he sent the fans into a frenzy tonight. He's standing by with Kirsten and the media.
Andy, if we go specifically to that 3-run homer there early in the game in the 3rd, looking at that at-bat, you were in a 2-0 count. Gives you a curveball. Were you expecting that, and just how do you kind of read that situation? How much better you've gotten at that one and reading the pitch and getting those results off a breaking ball?
Si recuentas ese bateo en la entrada cuando sacaste un run, tenías 2 bolas y un strike. ¿Tú estabas esperando una curva en esa situación o qué estabas pensando cuando estabas al bate?
Yo creo que simplemente tratar de buscar algo que estuviera en la zona, un poquito alto. Él nunca ha mostrado gran velocidad en su recta, entonces yo diría que estaba listo para todo, pero que estuviera en la zona.
Yeah, I was just looking for a ball up, something up above the zone, above my hands. Just looking for that pitch. He really doesn't throw a fastball, that overpowering fastball, so just looking more for a zone, specifically over a pitch type.
But in general, getting more positive results against breaking balls, I mean, what does that reflect when it comes to the work you've put in and what you've been seeing at the plate right now?
Este año has sacado más hits contra curvas o con pitches más lentos. ¿Qué es lo que has hecho diferente o lo que te ha dado más para sobresalir o para tener éxito en contra estos picheos?
Yo creo que los picheos breaking ball, yo creo que yo siempre lo he bateado bien. Simplemente que el que no está en la zona es muy difícil batearlo, obviamente, pero los picheos en zona que rompiente yo creo que he tenido buen resultado.
Yeah, I feel like I always had really good success against breaking balls or curveballs. Just pitches out of the zone are really tough to hit, and obviously when I get out of my zone, those are the pitches I have the hardest time on.
Justin Robleski certainly did his part. Got plenty of help from Miguel Rojas and that Dodgers defense as well. We've got more reaction coming from the first shutout win of the season, 4-0 over the Mets. Remember, fans, each night tonight, if Dodgers pitchers strike out at least 7 batters, everyone can get a free Jumbo Jack the following day at Jack in the Box with the purchase of a large drink. This is at LA area locations. Unfortunately, Justin Robleski dealt, but he can't give everybody everything. Only 2 strikeouts, but another chance coming up tomorrow when Yoshinobu Yamamoto starts Game 2 of the series against the Mets. Speaking of Justin Robleski, let's hear more from Robo. He's speaking with the media.
Just looking at this Mets lineup, you obviously kind of have a propensity for attacking the zone. What, if anything, changes when you're reading their swings there?
Yeah, I think a big point of emphasis for me is just trying to keep it as simple as I can. They've got a really good lineup, and kind of looking through the scouting report, they got a lot of guys in that lineup. Mainly those, I think it was 4, 5, 6, wherever that, like with Polanco and all those guys, that lane they hit lefties pretty well. So it's just being cognizant of that and knowing where we're at. But I think without runners on base, I think for me let's just attack and see where we're at. But like the game plan was just go out there as always and throw a lot of strikes and kind of keep them off balance by using my stuff, and that's where we were.
I imagine one of the memorable games you'll ever have as a big leaguer, at least. What's the feeling like? What are you feeling right now?
Yeah, I feel good. I'm hoping there's plenty of other opportunities like that to get a complete game. That's kind of something that I think is really cool, and not a lot of people do it anymore. So tonight, I think that's the most ups I've ever had in a game. I'm going to try to keep building and get myself in a spot where hopefully I can complete some of those, and that's kind of the goal for me, and that's something I think is really cool.
What is the key when you are getting quick outs?
I think the key is just to keep attacking, doing the same stuff. I don't think there's any secret to it. I think, I think a lot of being a good pitcher and preventing runs is kind of knowing where you're at in the game, knowing where you're at in the lineup. And I think for me, we had a 4-run lead. We're hitting the ball well. So just kind of being like, all right, now we got this 4-run lead, let's attack. And I think that's, again, always the goal for me.
You didn't give up your first hit until the 5th inning. Did no hitter, perfect game cross your mind at all?
I knew it was happening. I think for me, I get through that 4th or whatever, and I'm there. But again, I think for me, it's just head down, keep doing the same stuff. I'm not, actively going out there and trying to throw a no-hitter. You know what I mean? I think, that's something that just happens if you execute. And I think, he got that hit, and then I don't think there was any different feelings or oh man, I lost. I'm not thinking about stuff like that. I'm just thinking about how can I get these hitters out, because they're a really good team.
Moments after the game, Justin Robleski on the field enjoying the best game of his young career. Take a picture, it lasts longer. We've got more reaction coming up. All right, Nomar, the Robo K-Zone is all yours.
Well, coming into this game, hitters were 0 for 13 versus Robo's slider with 3 Ks. And boy, he had it working. Here it is, 3-2, getting the swing and miss. But the other thing I really love is you look at those counts. 0-2, he's ahead of the count. There's the slider. 1-2, ahead of the count. Another slider. Induced the ground ball. He was getting ahead. He was getting ahead with strike 1. Here's 0-1. A slider on the outside, getting the double play. That's after the base hit. Staying with it, getting ahead, another one, down in the zone, ground ball, utilizing the defense behind him. He was on point. Oh, in case you were just sitting on the slider, here's a curveball, a little different shape to the breaking ball, still gets weak contact. Now he's still ahead, 0-2, expecting the slider. No, I'm going to come in with the fastball. He was working the fastball to both sides of the plate and then going back to the slider that was working. Everything working for him, getting ahead. Great performance.
Brilliant night for Justin Robleski. Up next, some final thoughts. And we will look ahead to tomorrow with Yoshinobu Yamamoto taking the mound, looking for win number 3 on the young season. Access Sports. Jerry, Miggy Rowe is 37 years of age, still doing this.
137 years old.
137.
No. This young man continues to amaze. I said, young man, look at the first step quickness, get on his feet and fire a strike to nail down Bo Bichette there at first base. Look at Max Muncy giving that nice little golf clap. One more look at it. Reaction time, 1.2 seconds. Arm strength, I'm going to have that 92 miles an hour. Understanding, goes full length. Stretch out there, one hop, up on his feet, great play. Miggy Rowe, the flying squirrel, is back.
Justin Robleski was loving it, and why not? Robo absolutely dealing tonight with the 8 shutout innings, allowed just 2 hits, didn't walk anybody. The 2 strikeouts, 90 pitches, and no more. You look at innings 4 through 7. An 8-pitch inning, 8-pitch inning, 6-pitch inning, 9-pitch inning. He was efficient and spectacular all night.
When you get stronger and more efficient as it's going on, we thought he was coming out for the ninth. We're like, all right, he can definitely throw a complete game. 90 pitches. Incredible. Going out there, that's pitching to contact. We showed the K-zone earlier. He was getting ahead. A lot of these contacts were after him being 0-1 on a lot of these hitters. Yeah, you continue to do that, you're going to be efficient. You're going to have a low pitch count, and you're going to go deep in the ball game. Not only this was huge for this game for the team, also huge for the bullpen as well. We only need one person out of the bullpen.
All right, so Tuesday night, a great pitching matchup here at the Ravine. Yoshinobu Yamamoto against Nolan McLean. Yamamoto 2-1 with an ERA of 2.5. Beat the Blue Jays in his return to Toronto last time out. Jerry, what's going to be the key for Yamamoto against this Mets team?
Well, fastball command down in the zone at the knees, because that really sets up a split finger, as well as his breaking ball and slider. He's got 4 or 5 elite pitches. Tomorrow night should be a pitcher's duel.
After what Robo did, just do that. You know, Robo said I was working both sides of the plate with my fastball and then throwing his off speed. Yamamoto can do the same thing.
Dodgers have a chance to win their 4th consecutive series if they can get a win on Tuesday night. That does it for this edition of Access. For Jerry, Nomar, and Kirsten, I'm John. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow, pregame at 6 o'clock on Sportsnet LA. Thanks for watching.